Good evening. I'm Mehdi Hassan. Day 370 of the Biden administration. And former President Donald Trump is facing a serious legal threat tonight over his attempts to overturn the 2020 election results in the crucial state of Georgia. A panel of judges has now given the Fulton County, Georgia District Attorney a green light to seat a special grand jury for her investigation into the former president. One of the key pieces of evidence in that inquiry, Trump's now infamous phone call to Georgia Secretary of State, Republican Brad Raffensperger, a year ago, begging him to find the 11,780 votes to overcome Joe Biden's win in that state. The judge's order says the grand jury will begin hearing evidence on May the 2nd and, quote, may make recommendations concerning criminal prosecution. According to the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, the investigation goes beyond Trump's phone call and will include, quote, the abrupt resignation of former Atlanta-based U.S. Attorney B.J. Park, a November 2020 call Senator Lindsey Graham placed to Raffensperger, and false claims made by Trump attorney Rudy Giuliani during a hearing before the Georgia Senate Judiciary Committee. The report adds that District Attorney Fonnie Willis previously argued that appointing a special grand jury was necessary because a significant number of witnesses and prospective witnesses have refused to cooperate. As that investigation picks up steam, the House January 6th committee is now talking with at least one former member of Trump's cabinet, specifically former Attorney General Bill Barr. You may recall that even the ultra-loyal Barr refused to go along with Trump's whole stolen election scheme and told the Associated Press there was no widespread fraud. Committee Chairman Benny Thompson has confirmed the panel is in talks with Barr and is also looking into a draft executive order that would have permitted the Defense Department to seize voting machines all across the United States.
We've had conversations with the former Attorney General already. We've talked to the Department of Defense individuals. We are concerned that our military was part of this big lie on promoting that the election was false.
Politico reports former New York City Police Commissioner and Trump ally Bernie Kerik told investigators that that plan to seize voting machines was the work of an ex-Army colonel named Phil Waldron. Waldron also reportedly circulated a PowerPoint that urged Trump to declare a state of emergency after the election. That would have been illegal, as the former AG likely would have advised the former president. Earlier this evening, another committee member described the investigators' discussions with Barr.
They were informal conversations done by the investigative staff with the former Attorney General. He was in a key spot, saw a lot, and we'll remember, I mean, there were a lot of things I didn't agree with the former Attorney General about. But at the end, he did say that these claims of voter fraud were baseless.
Would you say he's cooperating with your committee?
I don't know what does that mean? He is willing and has, in fact, had conversations with our investigators.
As the committee continues its work trying to get to the bottom of the Capitol insurrection, the former House Speaker Newt Gingrich, another top Trump ally, has reportedly been advising GOP leadership over the past several months and offered up this warning about the upcoming midterms and beyond.
I think when you have a Republican Congress, this is all going to come crashing down, and the wolves are going to find out that they're now sheep, and they're the ones who are, in fact, going to, I think, face a real risk of jail for the kind of laws they're breaking.
Wow. That threat did not sit well with committee vice chair Republican Liz Cheney, who posted this on Twitter. Quote, a former Speaker of the House is threatening jail time for members of Congress who are investigating the violent January 6th attack on our Capitol and our Constitution. This is what it looks like when the rule of law unravels. This is also what naked authoritarianism looks like, too. The man who actually did win the 2020 election is now facing an escalating crisis in Europe, where there are growing fears of a Russian invasion of Ukraine. Today, President Biden put 8,500 U.S. troops on high alert for possible deployment, and the State Department is now evacuating family and some staff from Ukraine. NATO, in the meantime, is now moving more military equipment into Eastern Europe, since Russia has shown no sign of removing any of the 100,000 troops it has stationed along the eastern border with Ukraine. Late this afternoon, Biden held a secure video call with European allies about the Russian military threat and the possibility of sanctions should the Kremlin make a move.
I had a very, very, very good meeting total unanimity with all the European leaders.
House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer have both asked that the White House brief all members of Congress on the tense situation in Ukraine. And late tonight, the White House was contending with a controversy of an entirely different sort created by a hot mic moment. It all occurred when the White House correspondent for Fox tried to shout a question to the president on the issue of inflation.
Will you take questions on inflation then?
Let's move. Thank you. Thank you
Do
all.
you think inflation is a political liability ahead of the midterms?
Thank you, sir.
That's a great asset. More inflation. What a stupid son of a bitch.
Not long ago, the Fox reporter Peter Doocy revealed the president called him tonight and told him, quote, "It's nothing personal, pal."